A lot in there between her emails with me and, of course, the messages between her and I. Her ex, who was calling her up, we had appointments, Natalie and I. She wanted to meet with me. We were supposed to have a conversation together many times. But things in her own life prevented it. Like Tim Beaton calling her up at all odd hours of the night, like he was doing to me afterward. So he was calling Natalie at all hours of the night. This is after she tried to leave him, but he bought her a puppy, and she went back to him, kind of like Kim Jepsen when Mike McBee yanked her out of her vehicle by her hair, and he bought her a dozen white roses and some balloons, and magically all is well. Well, then she left him again, and he was keeping her puppy. She went back for her puppy, and he held her down and screamed in her face she could have her puppy back when she took him back. So she had to abandon her puppy. Then he was claiming that he would bring her puppy to her, but he had special requirements from her. He was going to take her puppy to her in Virginia. They were still dating while she was in Virginia. Really, that's not what she said. She claimed he was her ex. He also tried to play that off because he and I had argued, and I'd already spoken up about it, about how he used those manipulation tactics. The same tactics that Anna Hunka's husband used. She died of a seizure. She fell down and bumped her head, apparently. Now I got this Nebraska number that's claiming to be friends with Natalie now. Oh, and going to give Ted my number and all sorts of other stuff. Claims that they're the one that dropped off all of my stuff from Vicky Raines over there at the Fred Meyers. Well, that sounds like a big crazy conspiracy to me. I think it's that person's watching my channel and just being an asswipe. Might be somebody I know. Probably not, though. $308-800. That's probably northern Colorado. 308 is actually a Nebraska number, but northern Colorado, sometimes they give them a 308 number just because they're so close, like Julesburg, Colorado. Now, these are the touch-to-text ones or whatever they call them, where you can make another Google account. I don't know how to do none of this shit. But you make up this fake Google account, and when they call up, oh, well, the Google subscriber you have dialed. They did the same thing. It was a Google subscriber number for Dr. Rainbow Dove. That's a strange name, so of course, if I say that a Dr. Rainbow Dove was getting a hold of me, that's going to send off red flags in other people's heads too, just because it's a different name. But again, when I called her, and also when I went down to the clinic to verify it, they didn't take it seriously. But also it does show that I'm being stalked. It does show that I'm being harassed. And while my friends want to look the other way, they're allowed to do that, and I'm allowed to be angry that they do so. That they have lifted zero fingers to help me put a stop to this in the way that it needs to be done. I go to my friends or family when it happens. At that point, they're the ones who do have the control. Because if I try to turn it in alone, as a homeless and disabled male, I will be blown off because I am a male. I'll be given the mentally ill treatment. I'll be given the, oh, you just need to man up, or it's not our job. Call this number, call that number, call mental health. When a man is suicidal, just like when a woman is suicidal, they usually do tell somebody. They tell people in the hopes that that person will finally care. Hey, I'm being abused to the point that I want my life to You know where it goes from there. Your friends, rather than doing something about the fact that you're stuck living with your rapist, or you're stuck living with people who want to scream at you. It's horrible. Now, there is no doubt in my mind that Natalie Bollinger had to live through hell, because I had to live through hell. That's what we had in common. It wasn't her vagina. We also get to see in the text message on the front of this that Natalie Bollinger talks about the drug charges. Now, this one is either with her dad or her uncle, but both of them repeatedly had those issues. And they were talking about how people were out to kill him, and she didn't know if it was because they were drugged out of their gourds or if people were actually threatening to kill him. There's a lot of this evidence. Anyway, I gotta go to the boat launch to meet Dallas Palmer, who's a witness in the situation with Molly, who the police should have talked to, and literally did not try. That's him calling again. All right, so I'm going to meet Dallas Palmer. He's one of the witnesses in the situation with Molly. And he wants to buy a boat from me for $150, and I really need the money. So, I know it's an expensive boat. I did look up the company that makes them. Somebody was telling me it's like a $3,000 to $5,000 boat. That company does make boats that are that expensive. Well, this one's rotomolded plastic. At most, it's an $1,100 to $1,400 boat. At most. It's an Inuit-style river kayak. So I'm going to the boat launch in town here, because that's where Dallas wants to meet. He didn't want to meet at the Tillamook Sporting Goods. Now, I don't like going into town for obvious reasons. If there's an issue with somebody in town, I already know the church staff are going to ignore it. I already know the police are going to ignore it. It's just going to get ignored. In a lot of pain. Me too. But because she was pretty and female, and because of the bias of our society, people were obligated to help her stalk me and call it trying to help her. Much of the help people wanted to offer me was to stalk people or hurt them or kill them. I'm not okay with that, and I let them know that. I let them know that I needed help turning it in, and they wanted to be Debbie Downers about that. No matter what. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Oh, Sean, that's never going to work. Really? Coming forward together doesn't work? We could have gotten the body cam to show how horribly I was treated by those officers. Then again, I would not have been treated so horribly by those officers if I had a friend or family member to go in literally with me to speak up. But they didn't, did they? I had to record it months after the fact. Or they wanted to pity party me about how people were harming them and threatening them and so on and so forth. Because they spoke up about things they didn't even know about. Well, how is that speaking up? Where is Dallas. I'm at the boat launch. Am I at the wrong one? Well, this is not going to be pleasant. All right, I'm going to end this video, and I got to let Dallas know that I'm at the boat launch here. So I'm going to end this video. I got more about Natalie's pain, about her ex-boyfriend, Tim. Yeah, Tim wanted to... You guys wanted to pretend I was a Tim Beeson. You want to pretend like I was a Ted Bollinger. You wanted to pretend like I was a Troy Bollinger. Y'all are horrible people.